Welcome back to Jersey Matters. Here's a beautiful scene. This is after New Jersey's first snowfall in Hopatcong, New Jersey. Thanks to Andrew Dudinsky for the photographs. And there's certainly more snow to come. As you know, a major snowfall can knock out power for weeks in New Jersey. Utility crews are out right now getting ready for the snow to come. Here's my interview with Cliff Cole, Senior Communications Representative for First Energy, which is the parent company of Jersey Central Power and Light. Thanks so much for agreeing to talk to us. New Jersey got a little taste of winter this week. We had our first snowfall, but anybody in New Jersey knows there's more to come. You know there's more to come. How do you get ready for an expected snowfall? I imagine it's a major snowfall. You've been prepared for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Larry, it starts with being prepared for the actual winter season for Jersey Central Power and Light. So annually, our crews develop a plan and have a plan developed where we go out and inspect the equipment when the weather's not so bad to make sure that it's reliable and ready for when this weather that you talk about does eventually hit. So we do inspections of all of our equipment, which has been completed for obviously this winter season already. So that's phase one. So we do have a team of meteorologists that monitor weather patterns in New Jersey and throughout the First Energy system that let us know and let our operations people know when we see significant weather coming. So we can start preparing, and that means getting the crews ready to make sure we have adequate crew preparation, enough crews, and to have people in place to make sure we're ready to go once that storm hits, and then whatever damage it does do once it leaves the area.
Now, meteorologists give long-range forecasts too. They do winter forecasts. Have they told you about this winter yet?
We haven't had anything specific about the winter. Our folks tend to kind of communicate with us when we have an event coming up. From a long-range forecast point of view, they haven't given us any specifics on what they feel, but the general feeling is that it's been warmer than normal in New Jersey over the last couple of winters, and at least the short-range forecast kind of shows that pattern may continue at least, through the start of January. So
now you talked about the crews getting out there, and I was reading a little bit about your preparations, and that's in the air too. You have helicopters up?
Yeah, part of the inspection process, Larry, is having helicopters look at the infrastructure so they can see some things that maybe our folks on the ground can't see. It's all to detect any potential issues with the equipment. So part of the inspection process is to use those helicopters so they can get an above ground sky view of our infrastructure and report back on any defects that they might see.
Does the pandemic offer any special problems for you?
That's a great question, and we, like everybody else, have been aware of it and been ready for it, since we were all hit with it back in March. So the good thing I will say, if there is a good thing out of this pandemic, is that, Jersey Central Power and Light has put in measures since the pandemic started, and we really have not had any quote unquote issues because of the pandemic in the times where we've had some outages, some larger outages. So it presents challenges because, again, we want to make sure above everything else that our employees and our customers stay safe. So we want to make sure that our crews are practicing social distancing. That means that, that they may have smaller groups that they set up with. Our staging areas are set up differently. So there's some challenges logistically, but, we've seen since the pandemic hit, and most recently with the tropical storm, Isaias, that even though there's challenges, at the end of the day, our crews do a wonderful job of being safe and getting the lights back on for people.
One last question. Let's bring this home. That we know you're prepared. You're getting prepared. People should be getting prepared too. What should they be doing?
Well, that's a good point. As the winter weather hits us, and we're in that season right now, people should make sure that all of their in-home equipment, the thermostats are working. Make sure that everything is adequate. If they have to get their equipment checked to make sure that it's prepared and ready, that's always something to do. And if you have any questions about JCP&L service throughout the winter months, when it starts to get a little bit colder, about how you can potentially, because obviously in this pandemic, folks are struggling. So we are offering customer assistance too for people that might be struggling, with their bills. So we encourage people to reach out to our customer service team. We have several programs in place that can assist people during these, unprecedented times. So to get ready, I think it's just to be safe, and like we do here at JCP&L, keep a watch out. And when you see the weather approaching that we may predict or that your folks may predict, make sure that you have everything you need in your home, flashlights, candles, to make sure if the power does go out, that you're ready to at least get through the short term.
Clifford Cole from JCP&L. When we come back, a pandemic can't stop the red kettles. They'll be here soon. We'll talk to the Salvation Army about them.